should you build Tin Man? Short answer, if you are planning to play a lot of IS-5, then yes. If not, then it's unnecessary. Long answer. This entire video.
Tin Man, PI, representing the Maylander Foundation. Starting today, we'll be cooperating with Rhodes Island in a variety of sectors, along with sharing our resources and secrets.
皆さん、どうぞ私のことはブリキと。さて、どのような命令であろうと間違いなく執行してくださいね。
Operator Tin Man, a Colombian private investigator and an agent for the Maylander Foundation, notably known for his position as the chairman of Maylander Historical Association, and seems to have worked together with its founder and leader, Maylander Celine, even before Colombia is a thing. He is believed to be a Sarkaz who inhabits this bionic body, and has witnessed 1,000 years of history of the Sarkaz and terror. Alright, we have Dorothy, now we have Tin Man. Just need the Scarecrow and another lion, then we can make a Wizard of Oz squad. Anyway, Tin Man has finally become playable, obtained from IS-5 milestone rewards. And he is a 5-star specialist with a new archetype called Alchemist. Basically, Alchemist is the answer to how a supporter will look like if they are in the specialist class. This archetype excels in providing support like healing, buff and debuff, and inflicting arts DOT. As you might have suspected, they can also hit aerial enemies with their ranged attacks, which is physical damage by the way. Their official description says something about an alchemical unit, which is something they used during their skill, that we will talk about soon. And one more thing, this is the Alchemist range 1 Sat E2. At Elite 0 and 1, you are stuck with this attack range, which personally feels awkward to play with. So if you think if the said Alchemist is going to be useful for you in the long run, might want to get them to E2 ASAP for that extra range. As for his general stats, there's nothing really remarkable about Alchemist unit stats. Their attack is low, and despite the high resistance, they still have low HP. Their DP cost is also in the average category. Then let's see his talent. Because he is IS mode reward operator, he gets 2 talents. But the first one only works in IS-5. So, this talent will reduce his recruitment cost by -2 hope. And that means below level 13, he is free to recruit. Additionally, he can increase the toil limit more than any other operator. Even at Elite 1, he already beats Elite 2 6-star. With an astonishing plus 14 or 15 toil limit. So you can absolutely loot goblin those thoughts. And yes, you don't need to put him on the squad. You can just recruit and set him as a load-bearing operator. As for his talent 2, ground enemies will suffer more continuous damage, or DOT, when the enemies are inside the range of his alchemical unit. And it should also work for other operators who inflict DOT. But this talent can't be stacked if there's more than one of Tin Man alchemical unit. And another thing to note about this talent is that it is unlocked after Elite 2. So if you use Elite 0 or 1 Tin Man outside of IS-5, he is basically talentless. Moving on, this is his potential upgrade list, which can be obtained from IS-5 permanent rewards. You got stuff like an upgrade that reduces his cost, improves his talents, and increases his resistance. And currently, Alchemist Specialists don't have a module, even in CN. So share your dream module idea for this archetype in the comment. Now let's see what his skills can do. In his S1 he will throw an alchemical unit that will inflict some enfeeble effect and arts DOT to enemies inside that alchemical unit range. And this lasts for a few seconds. Although I don't think Enfeeble is an effect that is needed most of the time. But it's good to know that the Enfeeble can be useful to lower enemies' attack. Like this one for example. And from what I see, Tin Man's Enfeeble is also the second strongest in the game. And perhaps overall the best. Because even though you got 50% Enfeeble from Necrosis Burst, but that one will gradually decay, and you will have to fill up the Necrosis Circle for it to be active. The Art's DOT is also nice to be used to defeat low resistance or low HP enemies, especially if one alchemical unit stacks with another. The downside of this skill is no doubt the offensive recovery. Well, considering his attack speed and the skill cost, it's not the worst offensive recovery skill we've ever witnessed. Not to mention, in general you can just bring an SP support unit to help him. And as long as he keeps attacking, Tin Man should be able to throw a new alchemical unit, even before the previous one is gone. Then let's see his skill 2. Much like skill 1, he will throw an alchemical unit to the target position, or the furthest tile of his range if there's no target. As you can see, unlike skill 1, it has a bigger range, and also some different effects. Like a bigger Art's DOT, and can heal friendlies with regeneration healing. And this can have 2 skill charges. Like skill 1, the DOT is nice to defeat some normal mobs, particularly if you can stack this. Though I definitely prefer skill 2, because of the wider range. The healing is also useful. It's regeneration healing, so that means he can heal units that cannot be normally healed. Or restoring the HP of other operators' summons. But due to its healing amount, and you can't exactly spam this, Tin Man is not a reliable operator to be used as your main healer. But with that said, this healing ability makes him another alternative healer choice in IS mode, and gives him more reason to bring along, besides his talent 1. For his skill mastery priority, you should just focus on his skill 2. Considering Tin Man will most likely be used in IS5, the healing effect will be much more needed. And personally I always find the wider range more useful. The mastery is also pretty good, as it will increase his DOT multiplier, and gives more healing. If you're thinking about using skill 1 for AFK gameplay, I think mastery 1 is enough. Because that's the final SP cost reduction you will get. For his base skills, Tin Man works at the HR office, and will increase contacting speed by 5%. And will gain bonus for every level of the dormitory. So ladies and gents, that is Tin Man. A specialist with the ability to support your operators, and weaken the enemies. Considering his talent 1, he's a really needed operator if you're going to play a lot of IS5, especially at higher level. His skill 2 is also useful to get a medic alternative. And of course regeneration healing will also be beneficial for some units. But if you aren't going to play a lot of IS5, or already have a reliable healer with regeneration healing, I think you can just skip him. Other than his talent 2, it should be relatively easy to get other operators who have similar abilities like him. That should be all. Adios.